Morning, folks. Thanks for tuning in. Hope y'all doing alright today. So, if you like any of the hot takes that I've given in my videos or anything, please give me a like or a comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell if you want to know when new stuff goes up. If there's anything that you want to know my opinion on that I haven't talked on, leave a question in the comment section about it. Even if it's something that I'm not familiar with and I got to do a little digging around the internet, wouldn't mind doing that at all. So, all that said, been seeing some news articles floating around lately that Biden is seriously thinking about forgiving a bunch of student loan debt. Now, surprise of all surprises, I have an opinion on that. Personally, I think that the student loan business got broken the second the federal government got into it. Believe it or not, years ago, private banks, Wells Fargo, PNC, JP Morgan Chase, take your pick, did student loans. And it wasn't based on credit score because, a lot of people that are college aged didn't have a credit score. It was simply based on the degree of study and whether the bank deemed that there was a decent shot that you would end up repaying your student loans based on the field you were getting into. As an example, if you wanted $300,000 worth of student loans to go study to be a nurse or an RN or a doctor, even though it's a big ask, pretty decent shot that, a RN or a doctor are going to land a decent job and be able to pay that back. So, decent shot that they'd get the loan. If you were going same dollar amount for an art history major, you might have had a more difficult time getting the loan and had to shop around for it. So, all that said, another thing about the way student loans used to be is you used to be able to file bankruptcy to get out of them. You can't do that now. The federal government got into the student loan business for whatever reason, and they ended up chasing a lot of the private financial institutions out of it. So it became impossible to get out of your student loans no matter how terrible your financial circumstances. And also, there was no serious incentive for the government to give out smart student loans as far as the odds that this person is going to be able to repay their student loan debt. Sure, that's ideal, but, it's all taxpayer funded, and one way or another, they'll fudge the balance sheets to make it work. So, that wasn't really a thing. So I do think that the student loan program is broken. I think that they are giving far too many people far too much money at an age where when you're 18, you're literally a teenager that can vote, go buy a gun, have a car, and get an apartment. So, I do think the system's broken, but that said, I don't think that student loan forgiveness, out-and-out forgiveness, is a good thing. I think that restructuring the way that they're done would be a good thing. I think giving a fair interest rate would be a good thing. I think that making people I think that making it possible to get out of student loan debt through bankruptcy would be a good thing. And, if people want to declare bankruptcy over their student loans at that point, they can. If people want to knuckle down and pay them off, they can. I think that, dear, right in the road. Come on, Bambi. There you go. I think that out and out forgiveness would be a slap in the face to all the people that went to college and either paid their way to go through college, working your way through college, or got student loans and paid them off, got scholarships, or just didn't go. Because here's the interesting thing. With the student loan program all being taxpayer funded, if you had student loan forgiveness, you literally just shuffle the debt around to more taxpayers, effectively. And I never got to go to college, for better or worse. Well, I'll take that back. I did get to go to a semester. I didn't want to take out student loan debt, and turns out I couldn't afford to work my way through college. So, I don't feel that it's my responsibility to shoulder someone else's financial mistake, no matter how ill-informed they were when they made it. It was still theirs. That's my take, and I could be wrong, but I do think that the institutions that issue student loans need to be reformed some. Absolutely. I think that, by geography, if you're... So here's the way I think it should work overall. So they should look at expected incomes of people that go for such and such a degree and look at whether or not they would be able to easily pay back the student loans if they were using their degree when they graduated. First thing. Second thing, I think that they should look at expected trends in certain areas. So, for example, there are some jobs, very few and far between, that require an art history major that do pay pretty good if you use your degree. But there's not a bunch of those. So I think that the student loan program should be smart and kind of look, in a geographical area, whether or not someone's expecting to move or not, or where they're expecting to move to out of school, whether or not there would be a decent job offer waiting for them on the other side of that degree. And if the market is heading towards full or oversaturated with, degree holders, you don't give out any more of those degrees for a few years, or give out loans for those degrees for a few years, sorry. So I think that's a big part of why the student loan program is such a failure, is you can choose your loan to go towards literally anything. Go get a degree where 1,000 other people in your state may have gone to go get the same degree, and there might only be 500 decent jobs for that degree. So that drives wages down on those degrees, or makes it finding a job in that area impossible to do. That's my take. Let me know what yours is. Leave it in the comments section below. Catch y'all next time. Thanks for tuning in.